Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pro Wrestling Tonight, right here on IndieQuebec.com. It's September 2nd, and I'm right here with my co-host, Magnificent Dre Breeze. How you doing, Dre?
great man. After fucking 3 week hiatus
Yeah,
for
our
different
schedule is
things.
changing a bit.
Yeah,
Uh, we were able to fit in an episode here, so that's great. But we
so
will be definitely trying to figure out a schedule.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, this week it's AEW. They're in Chicago for the whole week. We had Dynamite, which started off. We won't go over like every single segment, but we'll go over. Let's go over the main points of Dynamite. I
Yeah, the
guess
main point.
it starts out. Moxley comes out and he does a weird promo. He kind of said like, okay, like the CM Punk time is over. We tried that, it didn't work. Moving on. After he said that, I really thought that like, hmm, maybe it is maybe Punk is like done. And like up to that point, like I think Adam Page didn't have a match, and I was like, maybe they're gonna like switch Adam Page in, and maybe Punk's too injured for the pay-per-view or something.
But I was wondering about that. Did he really legit break his foot when he kicked him like
Was it an
the week
angle or
before
not?
that?
Yeah, like
Was
I
it
don't
an
know.
angle
We're gonna have to see
or
at the
did he
pay per
really?
view. Is he gonna be 100%?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
It might be it might have been an angle because that match was like pretty sad, but it had a shocking ending, which is
It
cool.
did. It did, and then it went into this week where he has an open contract, which is what everybody's been complaining about. Like, okay, we have to say to ourselves, it's wrestling, and in a wrestling world, nothing is real and legit. But like everybody's been saying, he puts an open challenge down and nobody comes out.
It's the
Like
world title.
everybody
You
in the
have like
back.
100 guys on your roster.
Exactly, exactly. And let's just name a few that are there that could have come out and challenged for a world championship. Danielson,
Sure,
Jericho,
sure,
Adam Cole,
sure,
Adam Page,
sure.
Wardlow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. There's a
Cesaro.
bunch of like legit
Like
contenders. Yo,
there's a
imagine if MJF had just come back out of nowhere right there. That would have been
you,
good.
you know what I'm saying? Like you could have done that. Like it's or you could have just got somebody out of nowhere to come in,
Okada,
challenge
any
him,
Japan guy.
or even somebody like for example, I'm just gonna come out like David Hart Smith. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Like
Yeah.
Davy Boy. Like you could have Davy Boy come in for even if just one match, or maybe just introduce him, like this way, make him challenge Moxley. They wrestle that night, that point. He loses, but it's a good fucking match. And then you just keep him on the roster going forth. Like you could have introduced a new wrestler that people love, and haven't seen in a while. And he could come out straight up and challenge. It's
Yeah, that's
better
true.
it's better than just like, okay, so Punk did accept the challenge, but I mean it's just stupid that way. Like why would you do it that way? That doesn't make
He
sense, and I don't care
lost
if
and
it's
then
the
he's
rest.
yeah, I know.
It
The
just
way they
doesn't make
got
sense.
the way they got to hear this sucked. Like kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And then it doesn't beat the fact that Moxley gave an amazing fucking promo. Like
He
Moxley gives amazing promos.
and Chicago, I mean, it makes sense because Punk and Chicago, but like that's one little problem I definitely have. Like how many pay-per-views? I think half the pay-per-views have been from Chicago at this point.
Exactly.
And
And
even since
Impact
Punk has been there, it's been even more frequent.
exactly. And Impact was in Chicago last week.
There you
Like
go.
this week they're in Dallas.
WWE goes
Last
to Chicago pretty
they
often too.
were, and it's like, so is this a following circus? They
Yeah,
all follow each other now. They're all like, okay, so you're filming that night, we'll film that night. If you need guys, I need guys. Let's just. So they're basically still working together without claiming they're working together. They're still sharing talent, and they're
yeah.
fucking recording in the same cities, the same fucking week. Impact's in Dallas. So what is that next week? Are they in
In
Dallas?
Dallas too. Yeah.
Yeah, is AEW in Dallas? Like, I'm serious. Like, what the fuck, man? Are you a traveling circus? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know, man. Like, of course, Chicago's a great city. Like, they love wrestling.
Oh yeah.
There's no
It's a
no,
big. It's
there's
kind
no
of like
no
a
turnout.
central city too to get to.
Yeah, There's a big population too. Chicago has like
Yeah,
8
it does.
million
Yeah.
people. So I mean, you can pull off shows there every fucking week and still sell out because there's so many goddamn people in that city. If you're doing shows remotely in a 10,000 people arena or smaller, you're gonna sell out. You're gonna sell out all the time because there's enough people in that city for you to stay there every fucking week. Like, there's a few cities like that. New
Yeah, New
York,
York
LA, you know
City,
what I mean? Like,
Toronto,
you
probably.
know. Toronto probably too.
So
So
hey,
yeah,
we'll just get
exactly.
on to that. The AEW, they're coming to Toronto. I mean, yeah, they're coming to Toronto for Rampage and Dynamite tapings, October 12th and 13th. The tickets sold out in like under half an hour.
That's crazy. You don't even have time to take time off work or to plan with your friends to go up because they're
That's it.
already fucking
Sold
sold
out.
out. But
Jacques
this just is
Rougeau's Lutte Academy finished up last weekend. QT Marshall was one of the coaches. This is all done here in Montreal, by the way. And I don't remember all the winners, but the winners are all going to be able to, they're all going to be on Rampage. Not Rampage necessarily. They might be on Dark or
but in
Elevation.
Toronto.
But during the Toronto tapings, we have Dynamite Dylan Davis, who's from Newfoundland, wrestles a lot in Halifax, though.
Yeah.
I met the guy many times, very cool guy. Jessica Black.
Oh yeah,
And,
Jessica.
yeah, she won. She's going to be on AW Dark. And Jeremy
That's cool.
Prophet.
Oh really? Profit. Fucking
Prophet's
cool,
going to be
man.
on. I think Prophet
Has
might
a shot.
he might get a look.
Profit has a shot. He
has
has
a shot.
Profit,
He has a shot.
Profit has a shot at signing with either AEW or Impact. He has a legit chance.
No, the guy really
at one
takes
of
wrestling very seriously.
Yeah.
Works out a lot, and he deserves this chance. So that's really good for him. So people keep an eye out for that, but we'll, share that when it happens. So
back to Dynamite.
How about what else happened on Dynamite there? We had
the CM Punk answer was pretty good with Ace Steel. Good for Ace
Steel. Yeah, it was cool to see Ace Steel.
Like this
Former,
is
Second City Saint with him, Punk, and Cabana in ROH. They were a pretty cool stable.
Exactly. That's the thing. Ace Steel, for people who don't really know Ace Steel, he's been around in the Midwest for a long time and never got WWE or WCW recognition back in the day, or even ECW was already out of business.
I think he did he jobbed
but
on
very talented guy.
He did like enhancement talent work, but they weren't going to sign him. I think he's too short, but the guy's very talented. Especially in those days, the height difference that the guys had. One sec. Yeah, so Ace Steel, yeah. So never made it to the WWE, but it was cool to see him,
Still look good too. Like he's still in shape, man. Like I was like, Jesus, is he gonna wrestle tonight? That would be pretty cool if he could still go one time. You know what I'm saying? Just one time, so he could go back in the back and say, "I did it, man." Like it took all these years, but I did it.
They have guys like Luther under contract. Ace Steel could have
what I'm saying? Ace Steel's worth watching.
Sure, it'd be interesting to see what he could do.
Still, if he could still go. If Steel could still go. Steel could still go. See, I could even write for the dude and have people push him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Steel can still go, but have him lose all the time. But people be like, Steel can still go. People are like, he's going to fucking win. He's going to win one day. You know what I mean? Like, we should do that. That would be good. That would be fucking cool.
Ace Steel, yeah, man. So yeah, he gets involved. So then Punk ends up signing the contract, and then he's like instantly super like motivated, which was weird a bit.
It was weird.
Like his change in demeanor, he's like all moped out, and then like, okay, fuck that, I'm gonna like kill everyone. It's gonna be amazing. It was bizarre, but yeah. So anyway,
yeah, exactly, because yeah.
He's going to end up getting a title shot. So it's going to be Punk, Moxley. I guess I'm predicting Punk wins. So it'll be Punk will be a
Probably.
two-time champ
I
if he wins. Who do you predict wins?
Yeah. But you know what it is? I think that match that they had, now I'm thinking that when he hurt his foot, I think he really hurt his foot. I think they were supposed to have a good match that night, and he hurt his foot, and they had to fucking cut it short. And I think now they did this weird thing. You know what I'm saying? To where he came back out because they're like, no, we can't just leave it like that. I have to take you on again. Like we fucked up last week. I hurt my foot. I'm okay. I can go. Okay, well let's let your foot rest, and we'll do it again at the pay-per-view. But we have to make it out, and then you know what I mean. Blah 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 blah. Because I think maybe he legit hurt his foot,
Yeah.
not broke it, but he must have
Possible.
like injured a little bit what his injury was, and he probably freaked out, and he probably told Moxley, "Fuck, I think I tweaked my foot again." And Moxley was probably all right. Okay, let's just go with it. I beat you. We'll do it again. What we were supposed to do, we'll do at the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think
It's possible. It was so
Yeah.
recent though that I mean, if he really does have a foot injury, that match might kind of suck, or it might be short, or you know, like if he's still hurt.
Yeah, it can't beat the match that was on 2 weeks ago. That was bad, man.
Yeah, like if that was on pay-per-view, that would be horrible. If like,
Yeah.
no, yeah, that was
Yo, push pause, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back.
Technical
Basically-
difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties after a pause. Our equipment's tired. So so yeah, like it might end up not being the best match. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be. It's going to be interesting.
We had Aussie Open with Will Ospreay make an appearance here again on Dynamite. Main event, taking on the Bucks and Omega. Do you think Omega, his injury, like, do you think he's 100% now, and all his tape and stuff is gimmick?
Yeah, 100%.
Me too. I don't think he would come back if he wasn't 100%. And he was gone for so long. Like, why would he come back?
Exactly. He was gone 285 days. I'd say after 150 days, he was probably 100%.
That's maybe a good call. I think he was also working a lot on the video game, which is about to come out. He's like supposed to be like the kind of in charge of it. So
I don't like it.
The game?
I mean, the faces are terrible. The rest is okay, but who did the faces? The faces are really bad. Like, I heard that a lot of people aren't happy with it. A lot of wrestlers aren't happy with it. They pulled FTR from it.
That's bizarre.
That's fucked up. So that's really bizarre.
Yeah, some people are saying they might be downloadable content, but anyways.
Well, why would you make your best tag team downloadable content?
It doesn't really make sense. It's like if you have an NHL game, we're going to make Connor McDavid downloadable content.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to make the Good Brothers downloadable content on an agreement with Impact or whatever, but not no more.
Yeah, guys that have only appeared here and there or something. Yeah, that would make more sense.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But or you make like Taz 1994 version downloadable content. And you could wrestle with Taz in AEW as if he was there. Yeah, and when he was in his prime. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you don't take your best.
Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, all the old guys, Jake.
Yeah, exactly. Unload the legends or whatever.
I guess they will be in the game. That makes sense.
It would be really good, to do it that way. But we'll see how they do it. They seem to like to do things their way, and everybody is wrong. Like, I'm a fan of AEW totally. But there's a lot of weird shit going on. There's a lot of politics that are starting to go on.
Things are kind of unraveling backstage a bit. People getting suspended. Eddie Kingston got suspended.
This whole Colt Cabana bullshit.
That's
Adam
just sad.
Cole. It's just sad shit, man. This company was supposed to be avoidable. This stuff was all supposed to be avoidable. It was supposed to be an open door policy. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be character controlled freedom. And now the more and more it's going forward, it's like, oh no, but it's not just one guy controlling you, it's five guys. Instead of just being McMahon, it's like it's the elite making all the decisions. And if you're not their friend, then you're going to have controversy. Tony's going to be pulling for you because he wants you there, but they're going to be like, oh yeah,
Right,
but we
they're
don't
gonna
like
hold you
him.
back. You'll only get to a certain extent.
Yeah, we don't like him. Oh, he comes from the WWE. We don't like him. Which is one thing I have to say to myself to you to again is that why keep signing WWE people?
Yeah.
Like why? Just stop.
Yeah, at this
Debut them.
point, and like, you know what? A lot of their guys that are really working out are like the guys that they built themselves, though, like Darby, the Acclaimed,
Wardlow,
Wardlow. There you go. There's a great example.
MJF, Orange Cassidy. You know what I'm saying?
Go
These are
more in
guys
that.
that
That's like the direction we want to see fresh. We want to see new.
exactly. If I'm watching a federation, I want to see different. Will Ospreay and the Aussie, you know what I mean?
They were great. Hey, this is my prediction for the pay-per-view. During I think they have a ladder match, a casino ladder match or whatever. They have one person that is going to be a wild card. I predict it's Will Ospreay.
For sure. And the fact that they haven't bought his contract off of New Japan baffles my mind.
Yeah,
Tony Khan's
Khan's like,
millions and millions of dollars. Buy him. Buy the contract. Tell New Japan, I'll give you this. Make a trade. I'll give you this fucker and this fucker's contract. I'll give you Jonathan Gresham.
sure.
I have Jonathan Gresham. He's not happy. I'll give you his contract. You use him. Give me Will Ospreay. The people in the United States want to see Will Ospreay. Japan has had him for fucking 10 years now. It's enough.
It's time for
There's
him to get
nothing
paid.
there anymore.
Too.
It's time for him to come here. It's time for him to be bigger.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
you see, he's
saying?
really treated like a star, and he really wrestled like. We got to see more against him against Omega. That was great in this.
That backflip over the top of the third rope is just fucking astonishing. He falls on his feet like a cat. He should be the cat. He should be the cat. His nickname should be the cat, man, the Bobcat. The motherfucker lands on his feet from every fucking
he really does.
possible. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, maybe he's not. No, he is good on the mic too. Like that's
He's
the
not
fucking,
bad. He's all right.
like, and Aussie Open too. These fuckers are a great tag team. Man.
Honestly, all three of them have really impressed me on Dynamite. I'm pretty sure it probably just bringing them in. I'm sure Tony has to pay quite a bit.
Yeah,
probably.
but then look, Aussie Open are going to be at the Impact pay-per-view, and this is the thing that I don't like. If one company's using them, don't use them if you're on TV.
Let them use them and then use them.
Let them use them and use them a year later. I understand that both of you have a working agreement with New Japan and that it's cool. The guys are like, hey, if I go one place, I can touch down both while I'm in North America. That's good. That's good when you're doing little promotions.
Like
if you're on
Ishii,
fucking
he was
TV,
in Impact. Now he's going to be on the pre-show, I think, of the AEW pay-per-view.
Exactly. Minoru Suzuki. He was on Impact, and they used him at the pay-per-view in AEW. Now he's going to be in IWA.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. He's coming to Canada for the first time.
I'm going. We're going.
Go. Cool. Yeah, maybe Suzuki, I'll go with you. We'll go. Sure, yeah.
Suzuki, yeah, we got to go. Like, we got to see
He's not going to come back to Canada that often.
Never. Not before he's dead. I'm pretty sure this... Oh, yeah. The family's in the house. The family's in the house. No, he's not really my family member. It's just a family name. I'll pretend it. I'll write it. But yeah.
Yeah.
But see, this. They're doing it with the Aussie Open, and it's like it takes away from them.
Yeah, like bring them back 6 months later. Not
exactly.
Right away.
Like, how are you going to run two storylines that are on television with both guys, and on top of it, you're not running a co-show? Like, technically, AEW and Impact, they work together behind the scenes, but they're not like open on TV as Jim Ross says, this is the Impact champion. You know what I'm saying? Like he did at first. They're not doing that.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do it that way, don't use the same guy. Don't use the same guy. It's stupid. I'm not an idiot. I see TV. It's not 1985.
Yeah,
Like,
you were not in like one territory where we can't see like what's going on in the rest of the world.
exactly. It's retarded. If I was, I wouldn't use the same guys as him. I'd be like, I'm not using this guy. Use it. Put him on
Yeah.
TV and use it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Nonetheless, these guys are amazing. They're probably one of the best 5 teams in the world right
Yeah.
now. Like a legit tag team. We're talking real tag teams, not fucker and fucker together as a tag team. We're talking tag teams, two guys that wrestle as a tag team all the time. These two dudes are right up there.
No,
Right up there.
definitely. I like to see like it's cool that they're going to be an impact. I mean, I'm glad to see more of them for sure. But like you said, it kind of like devalues the talent when
Exactly.
they do this.
And it
But
devalues the pop. Yeah, it devalues the pop you're gonna get. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? There's a pop when the guy comes out. And that's what it's about. It gets you excited, the pop
well,
gets
yeah,
you
yeah,
hyped for
yeah.
the match. The match goes on, you're excited, you call your friend the next day, you talk to your friend the next day, you're like, "Oh my fucking god, did you see that match last night with these guys?"
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, "Well, I saw them last night on the other show."
And they lost
And
or
then you're like,
something, or it wasn't that great
"Exactly."
or
And then you're
whatever.
like, "Oh, okay."
I guess
Uh,
they're not really the shit then, but okay, yeah. It's
exactly.
like
You
if you're
understand what I'm
watching like
saying?
the Patriots on Sunday and you're like, yo, they're the shit. And then the guy's like, didn't you see them like play against like that college team on Wednesday and get the shit
And
kicked
they
out of
got
them?
their
Like,
ass
what?
whooped.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And on worse of it, it's on national television. Both
Yeah.
shows are on national television, and these
Yeah.
are the
They could
things that
use
Jim
some more
Cornette, yeah,
like synchronization for sure.
exactly. Exactly.
So, how about other notes from
Morrissey.
AEW?
Morrissey.
Morrissey's back. Morrissey, I think, is signed now. It looks signed.
Yes, now he's signed. Where I beg to differ and say to myself, well, if I'm Morrissey, I'm happy as fuck because I'm performing in front of 20,000 people and millions of people on television. Let's just say that there's about a 550,000 people watching the TV show difference between Impact and AEW. AEW is in the 800,000s and Impact is close to 200,000 every week. So for him, good, but for AEW, it's like, okay, this guy was a free agent for 3 years when you first started your fucking company, and he wasn't interesting. He only got interesting when the other company had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
He
so that's
proved
what
it.
I
I guess
really
he
say.
proved himself, but like, unfortunately, when you have one side who's got a lot more money than the other side, one side kind of becomes a feeder system for the other side. Like,
Exactly.
kind of
Unwilling.
inevitable.
It's kind of inevitable. But also, again, this is another thing that takes off of the luster from a guy. Like you made him debut months ago as a representative of Impact. He went out there. He was really good. You should have given him
Yeah,
a contract then. Now
sure.
you wait months and months and months and months again, and then you bring him back, and he's supposed to get a pop. He got people screaming, but nope, they didn't give him a pop. Why would they give him a pop?
No,
He's been on
no.
TV nonstop for the last year. He's been on TV. You know what I'm saying? It's not like people are going,
Where
whoa,
has he
man,
been? Yeah, like we know what he's
where's
been
he
doing.
been? You don't
Yeah,
know what he's been doing, and he was on the show 4 months ago, and you made him lose when MJF brought him out.
yeah,
You made a 7-foot giant lose.
yeah.
You know,
No, yeah, like in
see,
his debut. But we'll
so
see
what?
what they do with him. I mean, it could be interesting. There's
Then
some
they could.
guys like that we haven't been seeing around a lot for injuries. Some no. Um, Adam Cole, still injured. What was
Kyle
one?
O'Reilly.
Bobby Fish they released,
Yeah, did they release him? I heard they were going to renew his contract, but did
or
they
they
really
they
release
didn't
him
renew his contract, and apparently
over?
Kyle O'Reilly has a broken neck, so we're not going to be seeing him for a while.
So they were like, oh, if we can't get O'Reilly, then we don't need Fish.
Well, they're keeping all of the other three, but Fish for some reason only had a 6 months contract, and the other ones had like a 5-year contract or something.
Yeah, And then on top of it, they didn't like that he commented on it was good that Triple H was back or some shit
Yeah.
like that. It got a bug
I
up
guess
their
he'll end
ass
up
with everything.
going back to WWE.
Most probably. Most
Which it would be
probably. I
weird
mean,
to see him not with the Undisputed Era.
which
He
is
might only
weird.
end up being a coach or something, though.
Which would be weird at this stage in his life when he's
Yeah.
still at his
He
prime.
could still go for sure. It's Bobby Fish.
Yeah. Hey, go back and join Honor No More and Impact, man. That's
That
what
could
I
be
would do if I
interesting. I would
was
like
him.
to see him maybe in Impact. They would probably use him. Probably
I
interested
mean,
in.
Impact has a lot of money opening up.
Yeah.
They let the Good Brothers walk, so they have the Good Brothers money just there
Yeah.
to
Yeah. They
give.
can. Got
They
some
can
money to
sign
throw
some
around.
guys and get some, yeah, So that's where's Bobby gonna go? I think that's the question everybody's gonna be asking. Where's Bobby gonna
Yeah.
go? Speaking of which,
Apparently,
Johnny Gargano back in the WWE. What was
Johnny
your opinion on
Gargano.
that?
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of guys are going to be going back now.
Yeah.
Now that Triple H has taken over, WWE is kind of getting a lot of renewed interest from people. I think people are giving it a second chance.
Yeah, but they lied. They lied when they said they were going to go TV 14. They decided not to go TV 14 because the shareholders said no.
Yeah, because it would cost too much
So
immediately. I could think in
we'll see how far the
ads.
TV show and the ratings goes. I mean, you can bring back a lot of wrestlers that you had because management's better, but that doesn't make the show any better if the writing is still limited,
That's true.
you know.
They have to really overhaul the whole thing. So yeah, like this weekend though, we got Clash at the Castle from Wales on Saturday, and we got All Out on Sunday. It's weird. WWE now, it's like their pay-per-views are only on Saturdays, or some of them are on Saturdays. It's or did they know that AEW was on Sunday already, so they like bowed down to AEW and changed
I
it
don't
to
think it's
Saturday? That's
I
weird.
think that
I don't
you know
know.
what it is? It could be different things. I think number one, maybe they're trying to appeal to their children that support WWE, saying Sunday, school on
Dude,
Monday,
when I was
kids
in high
can't stay up
school, I
late.
would have if when I was in high school, I would have loved it if they were on Saturdays, the pay-per-view. It would have been perfect. I always had to argue with my mom to go to my friend's house on Sundays. And they're always like, well, I don't know if their parents are gonna mind if you sleep there on a Sunday. I'm like, they don't mind, but no, 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 you know.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I think maybe that was one of the appeals that they said to themselves. Maybe Saturday's better because younger kids and high school kids are off, and we're trying to get that demographic because that's the demographic that's going to go on and like us
And
later
like keep
years
investing in
on.
us for years.
Exactly. So we need to appeal to them. And second, maybe they say to themselves, we can't go against AEW directly because it's going to hurt us money wise because AEW fans don't like WWE. So they're not going to lose any fans on Sunday face to face with WWE.
Yeah, well, and
WWE
WWE.
might lose some people that watch both shows because they might be like, I'd rather watch the All Out pay per view than watch this fucking in a castle fucking pay per view. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
and
saying?
like the pay-per-view, the AEW pay-per-view actually like costs money, while the Clash of the Castle is just on the network, which in the States costs like $5 now or something. But they kind of
Exactly.
devalued their product.
In a way, they did devalue the product, just like they devalued their cards with all the talent they got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it true that they're giving up on Shinsuke Nakamura? Did you hear about this?
No, I don't know. Maybe they are.
If they do, that would be a bad move. Holy fuck, what a talented man.
I mean,
And not knowing what to do with him
they went with him for like a couple years, and then now he's like a mid-carder, but definitely one of the most talented guys in the roster. One of the greatest Japanese stars they've ever had in the company. But yeah, sometimes he's like an afterthought, sadly, on the show.
I think so. I think what it is, they just have too many people. I mean, he's won titles. I mean, he's done what he
Oh
can do
yeah,
besides be
he
a
won the
world
Royal
champ.
Rumble and stuff, but then, you know,
Maybe he wants to go back to Japan. We don't know. Maybe
he
he's
is
also
getting
the one
older.
who's
Like he
like,
came in WWE at like after like he already has kind of been past his prime, sort of.
yeah, he is. He's in his late 30s now, I think, early
At least,
40s. No,
at least.
already.
Yeah,
So yeah, he would be probably like, listen, I miss my family. I want to go
it's
back. I just
possible.
can't. You know what I mean anymore.
Make one last good run
maybe,
in Japan and then retire in Japan probably too.
yeah,
I
maybe,
guess.
maybe show up in AEW. Maybe he wants to
That's
go
true.
there one time. Maybe he says to himself, you know what? They won't let me be the one thing I want to be, and that's a world champion. And they'll never let me do that here. But maybe AEW, who's very, very like on Japanese wrestlers, and the fans
Oh,
have
for
no
sure, yeah.
problem,
That's
no problem with the
possible. That's
Japanese
also
wrestlers
possible.
winning a championship. Maybe that's what he's saying to himself,
Yeah.
which would have been great had Moxley laid down the challenge and you saw Nakamura come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, if it was something super like that would they could have made that into something super interesting. You're right. That segment really could have gone like somewhere cool for sure. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be the end of part one. We'll be back for part two. We'll review a bit of Impact and WWE in part two.